Hi, this is Tony Richards for this episode of Clear Vision TV. And today I want to talk to you about a couple of my favorite things that I like to do, which is going to lead to something that I think is really important for leaders and just people to keep in mind. And that is, one of my favorite things to do is just relax by taking time to think. And so the other day I was relaxing and I was taking some time to think. And I started thinking about all my grade school teachers. Now, how many of you can remember your grade school teachers? Remember your first grade teacher, your second grade teacher, your third grade teacher, and they just taught us so many important things that stayed with us throughout life. And as I was continuing to think, and I was thinking about all my teachers and my mentors over the years, I started thinking about my high school journalism teacher who taught me my first basics on writing, and she just happens to be my Facebook friend. So I thought, I should contact her, and so I sent her a Facebook message, and she responded. And I said, the next time I'm in Kentucky, I'd really like to have a cup of coffee with you and spend some time with you. And my intention, if we can get that meeting set up, my intention is to honor her for all the things that she's taught me back then and for being patient with me in those years. And that's another thing that I really like doing, that I think is really important for you as a person, is to learn how to give honor and learn how to receive honor. I teach a class here in Columbia, Missouri for the local Chamber of Commerce called Leadership Columbia. And I've been doing it for the last 4 years. This is my 4th year as this is being taped. And it's not something that was ever mentioned. It's not something that was prompted. But at the end of every year, the class that I taught that year finds some way to honor me. And the first year that I taught the class in 2011, they gave me a plaque. It was the same plaque that they received by graduating the class. And since it was my first class of teaching, they gave me a plaque that was very similar to their plaque. And I have it proudly displayed in my home here where we're doing this episode of Clear Vision TV. And they also gave me a framed picture that had LC11, so Leadership Columbia 11, which I also have on display here. And last year's class gave me a framed picture that an artist had done, a rendering of downtown Columbia, which had all the famous bars and pubs and famous stops where people like to go when they're visiting Columbia. It was very limited edition and it's very beautiful, and it's hanging in my home. In 2012, and I want to share this with you, in 2012, my class gave me this bottle of wine, which I keep on a shelf here in my home. And on the front of the bottle of wine has my name and has the class 2012 on there, and it has this wonderful quote. And then on the back, it has all the names of the people in the class. And so a tremendous gift of honor for my efforts in pouring so much information and knowledge into them during the class. And then last year, which I'm not one of those people that cares about telling how old I am. So last year, for my 50th birthday, we had a big celebration and a big party. And my staff gave me this wonderful trophy. I guess you'd call it a trophy. So you can see it's like a big diamond with it's very heavy, a wonderful black base. And it says, Tony Richards, Leader of Leaders, which was a tremendous honor for me to receive this. And so what I'm trying to show you and tell you is that if you have people in your life who have poured into you, they have mentored you, they have taught you, they have shown you any kind of time, they've given you their time, they've given you their expertise, they have helped you in any way, one of the great things is to honor them. And so one of the ways you can develop yourself is by developing your honor. Because like most leadership qualities, it must be given first in order to be received. So if you're in the habit, and it's one of my favorite things to do, I love honoring people. I love seeing people who have done tremendous things in their life. I like seeing them overcome habits. I like seeing them build businesses. I like seeing them get promotions. And so when people work really hard, part of the good thing about it is they should be honored for their efforts, especially if they've done it over a lifetime. And so as I was thinking about my teachers, this subject just came to mind. And so I want you to think about some people in your life that have poured into you, that have given of themselves to you, and think of ways that you can honor them. Because remember, he who shows honor gets honored. This is Tony Richards. I'll see you next time on Clear Vision TV.